Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Zebu Nation Plays, the FM Scout Academy Challenge, here with FC Dallas, and it's time for Season 2 to get underway. That's right. We've done through the whole off-season and the preseason. If you watched the previous episode, you saw the Super Draft, so we picked up a lot of really good young players. It's been kind of a tumultuous preseason here, trying to find the right lineups and the right combinations of players and just get players to be somewhat match fit in any sort of way. But, it was not a good preseason. We only had 3 victories the entire preseason, and that includes a couple of Champions League games. We played Pumas de la UNAM in Mexico. First division Mexican team, very, very good team. And we won the first leg at home, 2-1, very good victory. But then they knocked us out of the quarterfinals with a crushing 4-0 defeat away. They really hammered our young team. It was not pretty, not at all. So we've had to bounce back from that little defeat, and now we're moving into our very first MLS game of the season against Toronto FC. And if you look at the schedule, we've got a crazy run to begin. We have 3 away games to begin the season, and then we have 3 home games plus a friendly against our affiliate team, OKC. So it's a weird start to the beginning of the season, but hopefully we can catch a couple of wins or draws here in these away matches just to get the season rolling, and then get some wins at these home matches. Hopefully that's how the schedule goes. I don't know, but we'll see. Let's take a look. One thing you always look at in the off season are transfers, and of course we're not doing much in the way of transfers for this series because we're trying to build the best team we can with just academy players and the caveat of super draft players as well. So we have an active transfer here. We're putting one of our draft picks, Ricardo Morelli, out on loan. And I've chosen to send him to Indy 11. They're a second division team, so they're a little bit higher division team than our affiliate club. So that's what I've been doing for most of my players. I'll send them out for loan and see if any second division or higher teams want to take them on loan and send them there. If not, I'll try to send them to one of my affiliate teams. Let's see. We can check out the transfer history. So as you can see here, if you skip the Super Draft episode, you can just take a look at the Super Draft right here. We drafted total of 9 players, a gigantic haul for the Super Draft, and 9 players in the first 2 rounds. So we really stocked up on high quality talent. Stuart Cole, a fullback, very exciting prospect. He was one of our first round picks. Francis Washington, my opinion, the best player in the draft. 6'6", 200-pound striker. I mean, the guy's like LeBron James running down the field. But, so in my opinion, best player in the draft. We got him 3rd pick overall, first round. So it's a very, very exciting player. He's going to play a key role for us this season. John Rodriguez, central defender. He's more of a backup player, but he's a great-looking young player. He's got lots of potential. 4.5-star potential, so that's like an all-star in MLS. Alex Johnson, likewise, central defender, same sort of ability. Steve Perry, another central defender, not quite the overall potential as those other guys, but still a very good pick. Jake Kitchen, defensive midfielder. He's a guy who's gonna be a reserve for us, but he should get some playing time. Ricardo Morelli, another defensive midfielder. You saw we're sending him out. Jason Cannon, advanced midfielder. Attacking midfielder. He's another guy who's going to play for us. He's probably going to be a substitute. He might work his way into the starting lineup. He'll be in a position battle with Velasquez, our academy player from last year. And then Matt Ortega, he's a striker. We sent him out on loan. So, yeah, he's going to be doing that for this season. Then you can see over here our transfers, pretty much all transfer out. Timo Pitter, we waived him prior to the beginning of the season just to get him off the books. So he left and went into the waiver draft, and nobody picked him up. Esteban Ortiz went to Los Angeles in the waiver draft because we waived him as well. Same with Norberto. He went to New York in the waiver draft. Then 3 other guys, Earl, Ruiz, and Rosales, all just left on a free. They didn't go anywhere. Well, Earl didn't go anywhere. Ruiz and Rosales might have ended up with new teams. No, it doesn't look like it. So they're just out there on a free. So that got rid of all of our non-academy players, except for Fabian Castillo. We were able to sell him to Derby for $3.8 million. Derby is a Sky Bet championship team, probably the Derby Rams by the look of their logo. Nice uniforms, buddies. Nice. Just eat. Should have just eat me at the bottom of it anyway. Cool logos here. I like these Sky Bet team logos. Anyway, check out the senior squad. There he is. There's Fabian Castillo playing attacking midfielder for Derby. But we got some nice cash out of that transaction, so that's good for us. And then here's our loans that we sent out. Our, Hindeman, Lish, Brody, and Payne. Those were 4 youngsters that we called up from our academy last season. I've sent them back down to the academy because they're still all only 17 years old. And then here's our other loan players. Gillen, another academy player out on loan. Perry and Ortega, both super draft players that we're sending out on loan. So there we go. There's the comings and goings of the season so far. I mentioned the $3.8 million. That brings me to finances. Our finances are a little weird. They're going up right now. That's good. We got $13 million, so we've broken that $10 million mark. No problem. But the board has gone crazy with our payroll. I don't know what this is all about. $27 million payroll. What is happening here? I don't understand why they would give us a $27 million payroll. We can't use that much money. If you look at our squad here, if we go to our registration, we're only using $1.7 million of payroll, and the maximum team salary for MLS is only $3.8 million. So are they saying that we could sign like a $20 million, what do you call this, DP player? Designated player? $20 million designated player? They'd let us sign that? I mean, that doesn't sound like something FC Dallas would do. I think their payroll last season in real MLS was like $4 million. Right? So I don't know where this $27 million is coming from. If the Hunt family just suddenly decided to open their wallets, I mean, good for them, but we're not going to use that in the Academy Challenge. I guess if this was a regular playthrough of MLS, I guess I'd try to sign some high dollar, sign like 3, $7 or $8 million players, but I don't know. So anyway, we'll save that payroll budget in case we need it, but I don't know. We could give ourselves a gigantic transfer budget, give us a $26 million transfer budget, which we're also not going to use because we're in the Academy Challenge. But anyway, it's just weird. It's just an anomaly that I don't think. I don't know. I don't know why they're doing it, but we'll see. Whatever. Job security, we are looking good still. 57% we're secure. We got our contract through the next season, so we should be fine there. Clark Hunt, our team owner, is fine. No restrictions on scouting, not that we care. Staff, wise, I don't remember if I signed anybody since the end of last season. We can take a look at training. This is a good way to look at coaches. So we don't have a great coaching staff, but it's not the worst coaching staff in the world. We got a designated goalkeeper, got a designated fitness coach. Those are two things that are important. A lot of times your players, they're happy when you do that. Like when you have a specialized goalkeeping coach, it keeps your goalkeepers happy. When you have a specialized fitness coach, it keeps your regular players happy just because it helps them stay fit, I guess. I don't know. Tactics-wise, 2.5 stars, not great. Ball control, Zebu Nation is all about ball control, 4 stars, so that's pretty good. Dan Kolichman, 3-star defender. It's okay, 3-star defending coach. That's pretty good. He was one of our signees late last season, so that was a good pickup. And then Thomas Ranjan, he's our attacking coach, 2.5-star attacking and 2.5-star shooting. So it's not the greatest coaching staff in the world, but you know what? It's adequate for now. But we do have a game coming up right now, I guess. Well, we can look at our team, I suppose. That would be a good thing. We got Jesse Gonzalez back in goal, up to 3.5 stars, the homegrown goalkeeper. He's a little bit better than last season. His command has increased a little bit, up to 11. His jumping reach and aerial reach are still very good. Handling, strength, all that stuff is still pretty good. And then defensively, got a lot of familiar names here. Acosta, Hedges, Zimmerman, and Moises Hernandez. Hernandez is the new signee. Well, not new signee. He was a guy we'd sent out on loan last season, but he's a homegrown player. We established that. But he's back, and there's going to be sort of a competition at fullback. We got a lot of fullbacks, a lot of guys who could play fullback, including one of our top draft picks, Stuart Cole is in the running. He can play left or right back. Same with Escobedo, who we called up from our academy last season. He's one of our more promising academy players, even though he's only 18. So those guys are in the mix at fullback as well. Because we can move Acosta to defensive midfielder if need be. But there's a bit of a logjam there as well because we've got Vanda Castile, another one of our academy players who's got a lot of potential, a guy who can... his problem is he's got low pace. You know, he's not very fast. But he's got, teamwork. He's got a lot of other good attributes, marking and tackling specifically. So he's a guy, if we just let him play, he'll grow into the role. He's already gained a half star since last season, so, it's a question there. Do we move Acosta there or not? We'll see how the season goes. Midfield is pretty much set. Uloa and Pamukal, not much challenging them right now. We have some academy players who might challenge them in the coming seasons, but not this season. Velasquez is back at advanced midfielder. His only competition is our new draftee, super draft, Jason Cannon, who's, his problem is strength, but he is, pretty good in terms of speed, flair, teamwork. He's an excellent free kick taker, but he's not that much better than Velasquez, so Velasquez ought to be able to hold him off in terms of, the things that he can do. Okay, let's see. What's next is strikers. We got a lot of turnover in strikers. Our number one overall draft pick, of course. Well, not number one overall. Our number one draft pick, 3rd overall, Francis Washington. He's going to be a starter. There's no doubt about that. But, his best position is target man. I don't know that we want to play with a target man, but at this point we have no choice. And then Akindele will probably be our second striker, even though he's best as defensive forward. And again, I don't really want to play defensive forward either in this formation. So I don't know. We're going to have to see If these guys produce goals, then I don't care. They can do whatever they want. If they don't produce goals, we might have to switch formations. So we might have to go to the 4-3-3. We have the possibility of playing the 4-1-2-3 DM wide this season, which our coaches really want us to play. It's kind of the nouveau formation. It's come into vogue recently, so we might be able to play that. But I don't know. We'll stick with the diamond formation for now. It worked well for us last season, and we'll see how that goes. Substitutes, Donatelli in goal. Got two of our draft picks, Johnson and Rodriguez, coming off the bench. They can play central defense, right defense, left defense. They're very versatile to have them in the back there. Then Hollingshead, another versatile guy. He played a lot last season. He can play all over the field. Leyva, again, midfield or attacking midfield, Cannon. And Coy Kraft, our other academy striker that we brought up. Only 19 years old, but he's got a ton of potential there at striker. So those are our substitutes. Those are our starters. I guess we'll start our match. We're playing Toronto FC, who, as you know, they are a very talented team, but they had a horrible season last season. They came in near the bottom of the league. So, let's see. Not much difference between these two teams. Toronto FC to scrape it 1-0. Okay, whatever. So you look at their lineup. They got a lot of familiar names. A lot of familiar names in this back line. Moore, Belteshawer, Moro, Johnson, Bradley, Giovinco, Altidore. I mean, these are all household names, sort of, in at least North American soccer. So they've got a ton of talent. It's just, I don't know what happened to them last season. I'm sure they fired their coach after that performance. So let's close down on those star players up front. Encourage our players. Passionate. Come on, guys. Show us what you can do. All right, they're delighted for that. The instructions we're going with the control. I'm going to start off with that, see how it works this season. I don't know that this team is really a control team like last season's was, but, you know, we'll see. Yeah, I guess we're going for a little bit of a high-pressure system. Moving in from the north, bringing in some rain, I guess. But yeah, we're going to have our defensive line a little bit forward. We're going to close down more. We're going to use tighter marking. And if we need to, we're going to get stuck in. But for now, we won't do that. Start the match. We're at Toronto, as I mentioned. 3 games away from home to start the season. We were marching in formation here, parade. Lining up for the national anthem. Maybe even 2 national anthems, American and Canadian. I don't know if they play both or just one. Let's see where we start. Hernandez, nice defensive play to start the match. Would have been nice to send it to one of our own players. What's this going on here? Get out of here. Get out of here. Got a window popping up there. Okay, got that out of the way. I don't know if you guys could see that at all, but hopefully not. Alright, so we took possession back. Pamukale down the wing to Acosta. Is he going to cross it? There's nobody going for goal. Acosta was down there by himself. This is the problem. This is the problem. So I'm going to put Akindele at advanced forward. Yeah, because Washington can't really play in these other positions. I mean, I kind of want to just throw him at complete forward and let him figure it out. I'm going to try that. I'm going to see if that works. Because complete forward was just, in FM17, complete forward was the jam. Like, if you could get your hands on a complete forward, they were awesome. And this season, it seems like I haven't seen a single player who can play complete forward. So I wonder if they recognize that that was just too powerful of a position. There's an awful throw in and turnover. They're going to turn this into a counter attack. Josie Altidore. Nice steal by Uloa. Our team is very physical. I like that. That was a terrible play. Giovinco down the sideline. We gotta watch this guy. He's a lot of trouble. Okay. Oh, look at that. Oh, Gonzalez. You were a little hectic back there. Let's shorter passing, retain possession. Let's work the ball in the box, fellas. Let's see what we can do here. Trying to control the match, and our players aren't listening to the game plan here. Michael Bradley to belt the shower. Their fullbacks for Toronto are very deadly. It's Altidore with a header. That's what he likes to do. So I played Toronto my first season really playing FM17, so I really built my playing style on what they did well. And what they did well was right there. They had their fullbacks get the ball down and send it into the box to their big striker. So that's kind of informed how I play this game even now. So it's interesting to play against these guys and watch their tactics. Watch their tactics in action. There we go. There's Johnson with a strike. We are not looking too good here. They're getting all the highlights. Let's see, get it out of there. Pamukale. I'm going to give him a pep talk. Passionate. Show some passion. There we go. Our defense is holding together, but we're not getting any highlights. I don't like that. They seem to be breaking our pressure pretty easily. First yellow card of the season. Why are we not... Ooh, wow. Fullback to fullback, and he missed it. Why are we not closing down on those fullbacks? Is the question. Oh, I know why. Because I haven't set that up in my team. My team coverage here. All my other teams I've set up the positional tracking of these players. Ooh, Moore's injured. But I haven't done that yet for Dallas after a whole season. Should encourage our players to try more long balls forward. Alright. So we'll make that change. Well, let's take a look at our instructions, see what they did for us. Alright, so let's go counterattack and see if that does anything for us. Alright, so there we go. Giovinco to Johnson. Let's get the steal and do something with it. There it is. Hernandez is playing a pretty decent game so far. A couple of good steals. Let's get it out wide to one of our fullbacks. There he is. Acosta's wide open. Acosta is wide open. Uh-oh, here's Giovinco on the run. This is no good. Oof. Man, that could have easily been a goal. He had Altidore at the doorstep. We're not connecting on too many of our crosses. We are winning most of the headers. All right, that's... I don't like that instruction. It never really works. Here we are. 1 minute of stoppage time. That could be the half. That's the half right there. Okay. So we're kind of lucky to get out of the first half with a draw. We can still win, blah, blah, blah. Look at our instructions here. Let's try to get the ball out wide to our fullbacks and do some damage that way. Of course, our strikers haven't touched the ball since I told them to be complete forwards. So I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't know if that's just Toronto playing good defense or us just not knowing our positions. I guess it's probably not a good idea for in the middle of a game a coach to go, oh, by the way, I want you guys to play a couple of positions you've never played before. Gonzalez with a nice stop there. Johnson's getting too much space. Okay, and close down on him. Ulloa heads it out of there nicely. Ooh, get it out of there. Get it out of there. Okay. Alright, gonna change the instructions. Gonna get stuck in. Hernandez, another nice steal. There we go. Down to Akindele. Get it to our man, Washington. Is there anybody in support? Not really. He's gonna get it stolen, and there it goes. Rookie mistake. He held onto the ball too long. This isn't college anymore, my man. You can't just be the best guy on the field. All right. Gonzalez down to Washington. Washington wins the header. Gets it up to Akindele. That's what we want. And he gets it stolen, but he gets it back. Ooh. Jock in goal for Toronto. That's interesting. That's very interesting. I saw him on the waiver wire earlier this season. I was wondering who was going to pick him up. It's a good pickup for Toronto, no doubt. In my previous seasons, he was a pretty good goalkeeper for the Canadian national team. He played at, I want to say Montreal and then Vancouver. Get it out wide. Come on, the fullbacks are wide open. Fullbacks are wide open. Thank you. Although I would have preferred Acosta, but whatever. Pamukale, nice pass. Akindele, get it up. Somebody didn't make a run there. Acosta's got to go get the ball himself since nobody will give it to him. Cross from Giovinco, nice header by Acosta. So we're starting to play a little bit better this half, but still not great. Zavaleta gonna get it stolen. Nope, he gets it back. Look at all those guys in front of the net. That's gonna be a goal. No. Another tremendous save from Gonzalez. Altidore on the front porch. Can't ring the doorbell. Nice header. Nice header to Akindele. And nope. See, we need that scoring striker to go up there with Washington. You know, because if they lob the ball forward to Washington and he wins those headers, Akindele is not really an offensive striker in that way. Ooh, there's no. Giovinco misses the goal. Man, we are getting so lucky in this game. It should be about 3 or 4-0. The way our defense is working right now, it's not pretty. We are 60th minute. Might need to do some substitutions here. Our midfield's getting tired. All right, let's make some subs here. Who do we bring in? We can bring in Leyva for Pamukale. Make him advanced playmaker. That's good. We can bring in Hollingshead for Ulloa. Get rid of that yellow card. Don't really want to bring in Johnson or Rodriguez at this point. Yeah, I think we're good for now. I think we're okay. Let's get those subs into the game. Yellow card for Acosta. Everybody's getting yellow cards. Go Giovinco with a free kick into the wall. That's fine. Hernandez wins another one. Hernandez has played a very nice game. No doubt about that. Our finishing has let us down, that's for sure. Akindele Heads it forward to Washington. Washington on the run. 1-on-1. There it is. There's our man, our number 1 draft pick. How about that? This is why we drafted this young man. Give us the striker we haven't had. Dallas FC has always struggled with having a number 1 striker, and there we go. There's our man. So that was outstanding. Let's see, our defense is getting a little tired now, so let's bring in one of the rookies on defense. Probably not the best thing to do, but you know what? Got to get him in there. You know, I could bring in Johnson at right back, get Acosta's yellow card out of there, but that would commit us to playing a more defensive style for sure. But you know what? I think we'll do it. And put him at defensive fullback. Hernandez can stay there at support. Confirm that, and then instruction-wise, we're already in counterattack mode, so that's fine. So now it's going to be up to them to come at me, bro. 2 minutes of stoppage time. We get the throw in here. Washington sends it in. Nobody there. Hollingshead. Nice foul. Stop the breakaway, though. Only at the cost of a yellow card. We'll take that. That's a good, smart veteran play there. Alright. There's the match. Hollingshead. Very nice yellow card to win the match, essentially. So there we go. 1-0 victory over Toronto. It should have, we were lucky to get away with that. I don't know. People have written us off, but you've proved us wrong. Great result. I'll blow a little smoke. But that moves us up to second place. Look at that. After one game, we're in second place. So that's good. Analysis here. Hedges a 7.0 rating. That's not great. Zimmerman, man of the match, 7.6 rating, 1 tackle, 22 interceptions, 16 headers, no goals, no assists. Take a look at the analysis. What do we got here? 5 saves from Gonzalez. That was definitely a good play, good match for him. A lot of interceptions on the back line. Of course, defense is still our strength. Pamical, 68 passes completed. Velasquez, 85%. Goal for Washington. There's our man. Akindele ran a lot, I guess. But, yeah. Okay, so for winning in the first match away after you give up all those chances is better than losing, right? So Johnson makes his debut. Alex Johnson. The defender that we subbed in, I guess they're happy about that. Post-match press conference, Francis Washington got his first league goal for the club today. How important is that? It's vital. The first goal will give him a huge boost. Toluca head coach Hernan Cristiante was spotted in the crowd. He's interested in signing Matt Hedges. Would you be willing to discuss a deal? I don't know. He's only 26. That's not that old. He's still got 4 good years left in him. He is one of the best defenders in the MLS. So I probably shouldn't consider that. Although I did just draft 3 central defenders. So I'm going to have to get rid of him eventually. But I don't think it will happen, no. Everyone enjoyed Washington's goal with a well-placed shot in the corner. Must have been fantastic. Yes. I can't think. That's what Francis is capable of. Magnificent strike from a magnificent player. Alright, so that's it for today. Coming up, as I mentioned, we got an interesting schedule. I guess I'm not gonna do quite so many updates on this series. I guess next I'll do a mid-season update and then final season and playoffs. And if we get farther in the U.S. Cup, I'll show the later rounds of the U.S. Cup. But I'm not gonna have this be a full series because it's kind of cutting into my other series and my other games that I play. So that's it for Dallas. See you next time. Bye.